Hey there, Dr. Aguda. My name is Courtney, and in this video, I am going to walk you through 3 things that can help you get more pet owners to your business. And the reason why I'm actually doing this is because business owners are just way too busy running their business, so they don't really have the time to figure out all of the things that are needed to, get and acquire an online presence. And honestly, a lot of business owners just don't know who's an expert when it comes to this kind of thing. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to show you 3 real things you can actually use, which are content, citations, and backlinks. No word jargon, no pressure, and if you like what you see and want to chat after, awesome. Just shoot me a message. Just send me a message back. And all right, so let's just jump right on in. So the first thing I like to go over is is content. So your website needs to, with content, you want to make sure your website has enough words on it. And I know that sounds simple, but let me explain. So when people search for what you do, Google has to figure out which business to show them. And one way it does that is by reading what's on your homepage. If there's only a couple of sentences, Google's not going to be sure really what you do. And so right now we're going to take a look at your homepage, and you're sitting at 1,300. Not bad, actually. This is actually pretty impressive. There aren't that many businesses I've come across where they're actually around this, but you guys are doing pretty good in that aspect. What I'm actually going to do next is I'm going to take the one of the top competitors in your area, and these guys are looking at a little over 3,000. So because they wrote more, Google has a better idea of what they do. So another thing about the content is that you want to be mindful of the keywords that are on your website and how they are placed. And if you are not too familiar with keywords, they are, words or phrases that people search up each and every day, and you can miss out on a lot of pet owners by not having them on your website and by also not having them properly placed. Okay, so last thing I want to do is, so just to give you an idea of what I mean, so everything that you see highlighted, this is what Google looks at when they scan through your site. So you just want to make sure your icons, images, logos, you want to make sure those have the correct keywords embedded into them. So we're just going to take an example look at here. Let's just see if this one does. All right, perfect. So this is good. So you just want to make sure all of your photos have proper keywords placed in them, just so they're properly optimized. And next, what we're going to do is we're going to head on over to SEMrush. This is a tool that essentially gives me a peek behind the curtain. It just shows me what Google thinks a website is about based on what people are actually typing into Google each and every day. So I came over here for a couple of things. One of them to look at the keywords. You guys are ranking for 499 at the moment. And just going to take a look at what some of these are. All right, this one's pretty good. So just a little bit of a tidbit about keywords is that you don't just want to use any keyword. You want to try to also not rely on keywords that are your business's name, because not everyone knows your business name. So you want to be able to have keywords that are geared towards outside of that, because that's how you acquire new clients. So I'm actually going to show you an example of what it is that I mean. So this over here is your top competitor. These guys are ranking for 761 keywords at the moment. All right, and these are just some of their top ones at the moment. And I know like a lot of theirs are also ranking for there, but I think they have a bunch of other keywords hanging down there as well. But just wanted to give you an idea that branding wise, your keywords for your business name are okay, but you don't want to rely on that. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a keyword and place it into Google, Veterinary Hospital, Norfolk, VA, and we're just going to go over this entire page. So finishing up with the first part, so you want to get more words on your homepage, and honestly, you guys are close to the preferred. So studies have shown that Google prefers at least 1,500 words to like your homepage, and that's kind of the sweet spot. You guys are actually really close to it, so really good job on that. So coming back over here to this section, this right here is the map pack. This is going into the second thing that I like to go over, which is getting listed in more places, or aka citations. And to our left, we can see our business name, address, and phone number. This is how Google gives relevance to your business. And the thing is, you want to be getting into the top 3, because this is where people click. The higher you are, the more clicks you get. So being in the top 3 results is ideal. And how you actually go about getting up there is pretty simple. Let me just show you. Right, so this right here is just basically explaining how citations work. So you want to have your name, address, and phone number distributed across hundreds of directories. So BBB, Yelp, City Star, Facebook, and many more. And the thing is, the more places your information shows up correctly, the more Google trusts that you're a real business, right? And they will give you a lot of trust. You basically get a lot of trust from them, and they will start to bump you up above your competition, right? But in order for you to get ahead, you don't just want to match your competitors. You want to get listed on everything they're on, plus like 50 to 100 more, because you want it to take them a long time to catch up to you guys, and you also want to dominate them, okay? And again, these are called citations, which is just a fancy word for saying getting your business information out there consistently. Right, and now moving on to the last thing I like to go over, and that is getting other sites to link back to you, or in other words, backlinks. And so for backlinks, same thing still applies. You want to be in the top 3 results, which I noticed that you guys are in the 3rd place. So congratulations on getting to 3rd place for that. And in order for you to do that, in order for you to actually get up in there, you need Google to see, your business as an authority, which is just someone who just knows their stuff. And how you actually get authority is when other websites link to you online. So for example, if a local news site or a community blog mentions your business and links to your website, that's just them basically giving you like hey, these guys are legit, these guys are a real business, and Google sees that and they give you a little boost. Now, not all links are created equal though. Being in the veterinarian field, you want to make sure you get backlinks that make sense to your business. So it's going to be a lot more effective for you to get, blogs talking about dog care than getting backlinks from like a bakery or Pizza Hut, right? Because you guys don't sell food. So you want to be mindful of the type of backlinks that you do get and just make sure they make sense. Okay, so heading back over here to SEMrush, this is a tool that takes a look at backlinks, and you guys are sitting at 138 at the moment. And we're going to take a look at your competitors. All right. And then these guys are sitting at 1,000. And just a little bit of a tip, okay, how the heck do I go about getting these backlinks? And I just remembered, this will kind of apply to citations because I think I forgot to mention that. But for the backlinks, there are sites like SEMrush that allow us to see what backlinks are pointing to your competitors, like right here. And we go get those exact same backlinks for you. All right, and then for these citations, it's similar, but we don't use SEMrush as a use for that. But there are tools out there that let us see what citations your competitor is listed on, and then that's where we go to match those citations, right? So that is all for this video. And in closing, I'd like to go over just like, so we went over content. You want to get around 1,500 words on your homepage. Citations, you want to get your business name, address, and phone number listed on 200 to 300 sites. This will beat out your competition by a landslide. And backlinks, you want to get other relevant sites to pointing to you guys to show Google you are the authority. Do these 3 things and you're going to be, getting way ahead of your competition. So with this information I provide you today, you can run with this information and do it yourself, and I'm totally cool with that. But if you want to skip the learning curve and just have someone handle it who's done it a bunch of times, just give me a call or text at 218-517-5513. Regardless, I really hope this helped. Have a great day. Bye.